One thing that's still widely misunderstood in this industry, even amongst people that lift weights and are proponents of strength training, is that you can make really fast progress if you follow the starting strength novice linear progression. Now the question is, how do you do that? And the answer, of course, is in the Blue Book. We talk a lot about it on our YouTube channel. You can view the podcast that will link up in the corner of this video, where Nick Delgadillo and I go about the theory and the overall structure in detail. But today, I'd like to show you an example of how to apply the novice linear progression. So in this case, it'll be similar to where I started out, and this would have been 10 years ago or so. And the idea is to show you that if you follow this program, it's typical, totally normal, totally average to add at least 10 pounds of lean mass within about 10 weeks and 100 to 150 pounds to your squat. So the way to do that is as follows. Day one, you come into the gym, you're going to squat, you'll either press or you'll bench, and then you'll deadlift. So in this scenario, on day one, we have the trainee squatting, pressing, and deadlifting. How do you establish your starting weights? The answer is you do ascending sets of 5 until the bar speed slows down and or form starts to deteriorate. The point of your first workout is not to set any records, it's simply to establish a baseline. So don't push it, just do something you can accomplish comfortably without hurting yourself. So this person might work up to a set of 5 at 105. That might be a good kind of medium spot for technique and where the bar speed is slowing down a bit. So then we'll just do two additional sets. So 3 sets of 5 at 105. Keeping in mind that you rest for 5 minutes between your last warm-up set and in between each set. And we'll have a warm-up video, a link to this video as well, so you can see exactly what the warm-up protocol is. Then comes the press, same exact process applies. You start with the empty bar, you add some weight, and you do a set of 5 to the point where form is deteriorating. Wait 5 minutes, do another set of 5. Wait 5 minutes, do another set of 5. The deadlift, same deal, but instead of starting with the empty bar, you start with 135. Unless you're so weak and detrained that you can't do 135 for your first set, which does happen for some men, but it's not likely. What's more likely is that you'll do 135, it'll go okay, you'll add a 10 on each side, do 155, it'll start to slow down, or the guy will not be able to keep his low back in position, so you just call it for the day. 1 set of 5 on the deadlift, that's very important. This lift is brutally heavy, only do 1 set of 5. Any program that has you doing multiple sets across in the deadlift isn't having you push the weight heavy enough, or if it is, it's setting you up for failure. Day 2 comes around. Now, you know that the starting strength novice linear progression has you adding 5 pounds per workout. That's a general rule. For the first couple of workouts, you can probably add more than 5 pounds, especially for most healthy men. So I'd probably have a trainee in this circumstance, depending on the bar speed and the form, make a 10-pound jump for the first couple of workouts on the squat. So then it's 115 for 3 sets of 5. And then since we pressed on Monday, we're going to bench on Wednesday. In the spirit of talking about the lower end of average male, 3 sets of 5 at 105 might be where the guy starts. And then the deadlift comes, and as you notice, there's a 15-pound jump from Monday through Wednesday, because you'll have more experience, you'll have more practice, you'll be able to set your back better, and you can add weight to the deadlift pretty quickly. You can drive this one up fast, and this should end up being 50 pounds plus ahead of your squat. Then comes Friday. So Friday, in this scenario, I'll do another 10-pound jump, squatting 3 sets of 5 at 125. So already added 20 pounds to the squat, and it's been 3 workouts. We'll press, since we benched on Wednesday, and we'll add 5 pounds to the press. Don't try to do 10-pound jumps on the press, because you'll come to a grinding halt immediately. 5-pound jumps on the press, and then the deadlift, and we'll just do a 10-pound jump. Some athletic guys can do 20-pound jumps on the deadlift for the first few workouts, or 20s and 15s. For the sake of this person we're talking about, someone that's similar to me, a 10-pound jump. So you end the week with a 125 squat, 75 press, 105 bench, and a 180 deadlift. And then body weight is the other number measured in pounds that must go up. If you're going to put on 10 pounds of lean mass in about 10 weeks, you have to gain weight. Starting body weight, so at 6'2", I started at 168 pounds. Let's see how this changes over time. All right, so week 2 starts. On Friday, we squatted 125. Let's say that we're now going to move to 5-pound jumps on the squat. So Monday is 130 pounds. On Friday, we pressed. So on Monday, we'll bench. Most guys can do a couple of 10-pound jumps on the bench. It depends on how day one went. Let's say this guy can do one 10-pound jump. So 3 sets of 5 at 105. We'll now do 3 sets of 5 at 115. The deadlift. Friday was 180. We're gonna keep the 10-pound jumps going on the deadlift. Wednesday comes around in week 2. We're still doing 5-pound jumps on the squat. 5-pound jumps on the squat go up for a long time. They're the main driver of the program. If you're not able to add 5 pounds to your squat 3 days a week, you are not doing the program. That should last for a long time, provided your programming is correct, your technique is correct, and you're eating enough. Since we benched on Monday, we will press on Wednesday. The last press was 75. We're making 5-pound jumps. So the press on Wednesday will be 80 pounds. Add 10 pounds to the deadlift. Deadlift is already at 200 pounds up from 155, and there's been 5 workouts. Friday comes around. Squat, it's 140. Pressed on Wednesday, so we bench on Friday. Just to be conservative, we don't want to grind anyone to a nub or cause an artificial plateau. We'll start doing 5-pound jumps on the bench. 115 becomes 120, and the deadlift keeps going up 10 pounds a workout, 1 set of 5. We'll move into week 3. For week 3, the squat keeps going up 5 pounds a workout. That's gonna happen for a long time. 3 sets of 5 at 145. We're going to press on Monday since we didn't press on Friday. The last press performed was at 80 pounds, so now the press will be 85. No bench. The last deadlift performed was 210, so this deadlift is 220. Wednesday, squat, 150, another 5 pounds. We pressed on Monday, so we'll bench. The last bench performed was 120. Add 5 pounds, it's as simple as that. 125 pounds for 3 sets of 5. Deadlift goes up to 230. Friday comes around. Let me draw these lines to make things clear. Squat goes to 155. We did not press on Wednesday, so we'll press on Friday. We're going up 5 pounds of workout still, and the deadlift goes to 240. So let's talk body weight. A lot of people don't do a very good job of gaining weight right away, which is fine, because in week 1, you're not really, you're just kind of learning the technique and the stimulus isn't that profound. So if you gain a pound, that's fine. You need to get used to eating more food and recovering with your fork. So let's say 169. All of a sudden, you're pulling 200 pounds, 210 pounds off the floor, then 220, and things are starting to feel heavy. This is when the idea of eating more really starts to hit home. So hopefully you can gain at least 2 pounds the following week, and you'll be at 171 pounds, let's say. You will know if you're not eating enough. If things feel heavy, if you're sore, if the bar speed's slowing down, you're not eating enough. So you need to hit at least 1 gram per pound of target body weight for protein, and your overall caloric intake needs to be adequate to provide your body with the substrate needed to actually create new tissue. Now we're on to week 4. Last squat was 155. We're still going up 5 pounds of workout. Squats 160 for 3 sets of 5. Pressed on Friday, that means we bench today, so 125 turns into 130. 240 deadlift on Friday, and this is probably feeling pretty heavy by now. Make sure you're using chalk, by the way. So let's start moving to 5-pound jumps on the deadlift. So this will be 245. Wednesday's workout, 165 on the squat. Press, 95 pounds. No bench, because you benched Monday. Deadlift, 250. So now we're doing 5-pound jumps on the deadlift. Friday comes around. Add 5 pounds of the squat. Press on Wednesday, so we bench. Add 5 pounds. You've got a full plate on your bench now. 135 on the bench for 3 sets of 5. Deadlift's getting heavy. It's feeling heavy in the hands, it's fatiguing you, and the training stress is adding up as the weight on the squat goes up and the weight on your deadlift goes up. So we're gonna get another 5-pound jump out of this before we reduce deadlift frequency. And then in week 5, we'll reduce frequency. Now keep in mind, this is the numbers that I'm suggesting here. These are just an example. This program has to be applied to the individual, and that requires some skill. If you're doing this on your own, you're going to have to learn how to become your own coach. You can get free checks on our forum. You can ask questions on our various channels online. But if you want professional help, then hire an online coach if you can afford it. If you live near one of our gyms, you just have to show up and we handle all this stuff for you. So these are your first 4 weeks of training. By the time you get to week 4, you're ending your first month. The idea that you have to grow in order to produce this type of performance under the bar will have really hit home with you, and your desire to gain weight in order to facilitate growth under the bar will be high, which is good. So maybe you'll start eating more, and maybe you'll start gaining more than a pound or two a week, and maybe by week 4, you put on 3 pounds that week, so you're up to 174 pounds. Follow this process. You can see how much progress you make in only 4 weeks. Most healthy men can add 10 pounds of lean mass to their frame in about 10 weeks at a minimum, about 5 pounds for women, which, yes, is a good thing. You want more muscle. That's what provides you with the shape and the function. So we're trying to spread the word about this. If you have questions, let us know. And as always, if you're interested in participating, we're always looking for great coaches. We're always looking for gym owners. And of course, if you want to train at our gym, you're more than welcome to join us. Information about all that can be found at startingstrengthgyms.com. Thanks.